Death in the family.
His father-in-law did pass?
Yes, I believe so.
I'm sorry.
Pass our condolences on, please.
Yeah.
Yep. Will do.
Good evening.
Evening, Jeff.
And Jeff,
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
I know, man. Yeah. Okay, I got 7:30. Ready to get started. I'd like to call to order the Planning and Zoning Commission public hearing for Monday, May 24th, 2021. Can I get a roll call, please? Mr. Matai?
Mr. Kurtz,
Here.
Mr. Strollo.
He's here.
Yeah, I thought I saw him.
He is here. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Mercado, yes, you're here. Strollo's here.
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, Mr. Natale, I'm here. Mr. Bowman,
Here.
Mr. Dawson, Mr. Carderas,
Here.
Mr. Linder, Mr. Tedisco. Okay.
Here.
Alternates, Mr. Anderson, Ms. Downs, Mr. Selmont.
I'm here.
Okay, we have a quorum.
Yeah, thank you. Everyone like to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to
To
the
the
flag
Thanks.
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
One
one
nation,
nation,
under God,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first order of business tonight, special permit application of Raina Del Mario, 530 West Main Street, Nail Salon. We hear the call for that, please.
Yes, the special permit application of Reina del Rosario, 410 West Spring Street, West Haven, Connecticut, 06516, for a nail salon property located at 530 West Main Street, Cheshire, Connecticut, 06410, is generally shown on assessor's map, number 49, lot number 287 in the C3 zone.
Thank you. And
Yeah, I'm going to recuse myself on this, okay?
Trollo is recused. And who is the applicant or represent the applicant on this application?
My name is Jesus Zamora. I'm the representative of Reina del Rosario.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the proposal?
Yes, of course. We're gonna try to change the building for right now for the building we have in 306 Highland Avenue. We do nails. Basically, that's the business. We do manicure, pedicure, waxing, and facials. The reason why we changed the place is because, the COVID hit us so bad to everybody. And unfortunately, I gotta find something a little more cheap for myself or close the business. I don't want to close the business because we are 6 years already in town. We want to make sure we stay there. We love the town. And that's basically, my reason.
Do you have a nail salon in town now? Is that
Yes.
okay?
Where is it located?
306 Highland Avenue, front of West Fargo Bank.
Bill, do you have comments from the
I have one from the,
fire
hold on.
department?
Yeah, hold on. Wait. Cheshire Fire Department dated May 21st, 2021. Subject 530 West Main Street Nail Salon. The fire department has reviewed the above application for the planning and zoning process. We recommend the following comments and stipulations. If this application is approved, code compliant plans must be submitted to the building official and fire marshal's office prior to construction. And the recommendation is one fire department approved emergency key box will be installed and maintained at a location approved by the fire chief or his designee. There are no additional comments, Mr. Chairman, and nothing outstanding on this application. I'm having trouble getting my screen share to work here, but it is in an existing building. It's the multi-tenant building on West Main Street, which we did provide you with our submittal. So,
Okay, any commission members with questions?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Since there's two food businesses there, what are you going to do for mitigating the smell from doing the nails, the solvents for cleaning off the nails? I know I was involved in Florida with a nail salon that was next to a restaurant I worked for, and it was really bad. So I know those are pre-existing restaurants. I don't know if you have any kind of fume hoods or, evacuation fans How are you going to maintain that?
Okay, thank you for asking. We don't use that kind of stuff that smells so bad. First of all, for the customers, we don't like the place to smell like just acetone, all those kind of chemicals. We just do regular nails. We don't do no acrylics like smelling so bad. Actually, we're gonna put a fence there for any inconvenience.
Bill, what do we do if there's complaints from the restaurants that they do smell something? Because I
Well, they call the
know,
health department. That's where it would be. It's not a zoning issue so much. And if there's a problem, they talk to the landlord and they try to put in whatever evacuation fans, getting a permit to do that. So, I mean, you know, I understand your question, but it's really not under the zoning regulations. That would be a public health issue.
it's safety.
So,
Any other commission members with questions? Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Tedesco.
Well, just for the record, though, I want to make sure the applicant has said that they do not use solvents that have this kind of odor. I think I heard him say that, or did I mishear?
Well, the paints are different business. They use different chemicals. Ourselves, we use chemicals doesn't smell, even for safety for our employers, for the customers too.
Okay, so you're saying you don't expect that there would be a problem as Mr. Brucato had raised?
Yes, we don't expect that problem. If we have that problem, we're gonna find out the way we health department to figure out the problem and fix it right away.
All right, so I mean, I think we've had at least a representation that they don't believe the problem exists and that they would work to fix it. I don't know if we can do more than that, but at least we have that on the record now.
Yes, thank you. That's what I was looking for, that they would be willing to mitigate.
Okay, thanks, guys. Anyone else with questions, comments? Bill, do we have any public comment on this? Or Suzanne, whoever's taking a look at it?
There's no public comment.
Okay. So with that, I think I'll be closing this public hearing and moving on. Thank you. Number 2, special permit application, Marcy Secondi, 459 Redstone Drive for an accessory apartment. Do we have a call for that?
Yes, the special permit application of Marcy Secondi, 459 Redstone Drive, Cheshire, Connecticut, 06410 for an accessory apartment, property located at 459 Redstone Drive, Cheshire, Connecticut, 06410 is generally shown on assessor's map number 38, lot number 1 in an R40 zone.
Thank you. And representing the applicant tonight on this?
That would be me. I'm Marcy. Hi.
Hi, Marcy. So we have the map in front of us. Where exactly would be the new, or is this the whole thing is the new one?
So it would be, so that's my basement. That stair, well, coming down, comes from the first floor down to the basement, and that door would probably be open 90% of the time. That current rec room that you see, I found out is not permitted. So I'm working on getting that side permitted. And then to the right of that is where my mother would like a mini kitchen with all smaller sized, like camper sized appliances, which are ironically more expensive than normal sized appliances, we found out. But anyhow, that's going to be her kitchen. And then she would like a bathroom down there as well. We're trying to combine forces here and help each other, and I'd like to provide her her own space. That's why I purchased this house, was because of the side that was finished. Unbeknownst to me, it was unpermitted. So I'm looking to get that officially permitted and legalized and get the other side done so that it's like her own, mini area. She sold her house in Vermont and would like her own space, and I'd like to give that to her.
Okay. Bill, I see something. Did you get any comments from the fire department, or are they
We
still?
do, Mr. Chairman. Dated May 20, 2021, the fire department has reviewed the above application for the planning and zoning process. We recommend the following common stipulations. One, a fire alarm system shall be installed so that occupants of both dwelling units are notified of a fire or smoke condition in the other. And that's all we have, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Any commission members, questions, comments on this? I can't see everybody, so if you have something, just speak up.
Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Picotto.
So there's only one door in the basement that does go directly outside? There's a couple of doors.
Just the one door in the area that's currently finished. That, of course, would be my mother's bedroom. It has egress windows and one walkout door, just the one door. And then, like I said, if you follow those stairs up, that leads up to my first floor.
Is there a garage attached to this?
No, the garage is way on it's on the opposite side of the house. It's nowhere near the door that goes outside.
Okay, thank you.
Opposite sides. Which
Okay,
she's going to share my garage with me.
Any other commission members, questions? Okay, I don't see any, Suzanne, any public comment or questions?
No public comments.
Okay. Other one, we will be closing this public hearing. Thank you. Moving on, number 3, subdivision application of Pabco Incorporated, Jarvis Street, 4 lots.
Dave, if you turn that down a little bit, please.
I'm sorry, somebody say something?
Yeah, I did. I'm recusing myself.
Okay, Mr. Rollins recused himself.
Thank you, Mr. Roman. The continuation of the public hearing for the subdivision application of Pabco Inc., care of Ryan E. Thompson, PE 19 Pepperbrush Drive, Clinton, Connecticut 06413 for a 4-lot subdivision property located on Jarvis Street, Cheshire, Connecticut 06410, as generally shown on Assessor's Map number 26, lot number 66 in an R40 zone.
Thank you. And representing the applicant tonight.
Yeah, I'm Ryan Thompson, an engineer and surveyor, RCL Thompson LLC. So, a few weeks ago, I spoke to this commission about the plan. There were some comments from the engineer review and one comment from the fire department. And as a result, there have been some fairly minor changes to the plan. Really, there's 2 specific changes that I want to discuss from the previous meeting. The first change is that the grading and excavation has been revised so that the 4 lots can be developed in 3 different stages. So lots 1 and 4. Lot 1 is the one on the western side of the property, which is to the bottom of the sheet that you're looking at there. And lot 4 is the one that's to the eastern side of the property, or to the top of the sheet that you're looking at. Those 2 can now be developed independently without any impact to lots 2 and 3, which is the larger development there to the north of the property. So that's one of the changes, the significant changes that were done as a result of the comments. The other one is that there were a fair number of comments regarding the drainage. Those comments have been resolved by changing the drainage, stormwater management from utilizing infiltration basins and instead capturing the rooftop drainage from each house in a system of Coltech underground storage, which are shown on the plans in various places, but it essentially just to the side of the driveway or front of the house, depending on which lot it is. I've kept those at least 25 feet off of the house so that water seeping in will not impact the basements. Those are utilizing a rate of infiltration of 5 inches per hour, which is the recommended maximum to be used. And the soil in this on this property is extremely well drained, as was discovered during the perk testing for the septic systems. So that number is conservative and safe value to use. And in this way, the overall drainage is reduced for the entire property to below pre-development conditions. Those are the two main comments that are the two main changes. There were other comments regarding the grades of the driveways. Those had intended to be 10% in the previous plan. The grading, the contour lines were not clear, so those have been revised. I've also added some slope arrows and some spot elevations as requested, and I showed some more of the erosion and sediment control that was requested. And additionally, I guess the final comment that I have is the large cut behind lots 2 and 3. Previously, I had done a 4 horizontal to 1 vertical slope in an attempt to alleviate erosion, but there was comments previously about needing, more erosion control. So I've put in 5-foot reverse slope benches, which you can kind of see if you zoom in there. And as a result, in order to keep it from going too far up the hill, those are now 2-to-1 slopes instead of 4-to-1. So you have a little bit more. You can see right there at approximately the 230 contour, there's a 5-foot bench, and then at the 250 contour, there's a 5-foot bench. The only other thing is that the lot lines have been adjusted a little bit just to accommodate the grading, so that you're not having to get slope easements or excavation rights. Those are the majority of the responses. I'll leave it up to questions at this point.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, I have a couple of comments from the engineering department that came in late today. I'd like to read into the record.
Sure.
First one is from Don Nolte, dated May 24th. It says, Bill, based upon a review of the revised plans and engineering report, we recommend that prior to the installation of the individual stormwater detention and recharge systems, test pits be taken after excavation down to near finished grades, and the results be submitted to the town of Cheshire, demonstrating the units will function as designed. And I have one more. Hold on, I got to pull it up here. One of the things that he asked is, it would also like to add to the recommendation that galleries be increased. This is also dated 5/24/2021. It says, hey, Bill, if you got this, I would also like to add into the recommendation that galleries be increased in size to accommodate the 25-year storm event. This doesn't meet the 100 that is typically required, but should be sufficient given the soil conditions. That's it for comments from our end, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Commissioner members, questions on this?
Yes.
Mr. Natale.
During the last public hearing, I think that it was mentioned from my notes here, there was approximately 38,000 cubic yards of materials that would leave the site. I see in our packet today that it now looks like there may be 52,000 cubic yards leaving. Which number is correct?
Yeah, I apologize for that. The 52,000 is the correct number, and actually I misspoke last time. It was actually higher. It was approximately 58,000. I apologize for that. I had misspoken. but we've actually, this design has resulted in a net decrease in export actually. And further, lots 1 and 4 result in a pretty much a balance in the majority, well, in fact, all of the export is really coming from lots 2 and 3.
Okay, so during that last hearing too, you indicated that the average truck would probably be about 20 cubic yards.
I think I said 22 tons, which is approximately 14 to 15 cubic yards.
Okay, so we're looking at a lot of trucks. So
yes,
a couple thousand truckloads. So Bill, is there any concern from engineering or anybody from the town about the conditions of the road in that area with this increased volume from these heavy
No,
trucks?
we received no comments with respect to that. We did get just so you know, and you guys did get, I think, receive a copy of that, and Suzanne's going to read that into the record. We did get a comment from a member of the public out there, and there's a response to that from the applicant on that as well. But no one has expressed any concerns about the condition of the road or the volume of trucks here.
So if we have a few thousand trucks there going through and that road is damaged from the weight of those and the continued use, which is not there right now, whose responsibility is it to fix them?
Public highway. I mean, damage is caused by normal traffic on the highway, which, by the way, development activity would be in that. We can't send them a bill. So.
Yeah, the math points about 3,500 trips. That's at the 20 to 30 trucks a day. That's 140 days worth of peak travel trucks on our roads.
Right. I had a question about the first comments you made. Lots 1 and 4 can be developed without lots 2 and 3. What did you mean by that when you said that?
When I presented the plan previously, I had shown a plan that all of the lots and the excavation were interdependent. But as a result of the comments from the engineer review and the conversation during the last meeting, I have changed it so that if you want to develop lot 1, you're only going to be excavating and building on lot 1, and the same with lot 4. Lot 2 and 3, because of the way the nature of the hill and the nature of the terrain, you can't really cut out where you're going to build the house on lot 2 and without impacting lot 3 and vice versa. So that's what I mean. You can independently develop 1 and 4, but when the development occurs for lot 2 and 3, the excavation will impact the other lot. So those 2 lots will be excavated simultaneously.
And was that a concern of the engineering department?
It was a question or a comment that was made that this was one of the ways that I addressed it. Yes.
Okay. Any other questions from commission members? But why don't we hear that letter from the?
Yeah, Suzanne has that.
Okay, on May 10th, 2021, a comment was submitted by Lynn Napolitano, 975 Moss Farms Road. I have a few questions in regard to the Pabco Inc. Jarvis Street subdivision. According to the last meeting, a substantial amount of earth removal, 40,000 cubic yards, has been requested. Number 1, I would like to know the breakdown of how much cubic yards will be removed from lot 1 and then from the area of lots 2, 3, and 4. Number 2, approximately how many loads of earth and trees would I expect the trucks to transport during the building of the subdivision? On the record, I have concerns about the impact on the neighborhood due to the number of trucks removing both earth and trees, as this is a heavily treed property, and the second is the wildlife displacement, birds, insects, forest animals. Thank you for your consideration. Lynn Napolitano. On May 18th, 2021, RCL Thompson responded to that comment. Dear Mr. Volker, RCL Thompson LLC has reviewed the comments provided in an email dated May 10th, 2021 from Lynn Napolitano and offers the following responses. Number 1, the breakdown of earthwork volumes is provided below. Lot 1, cut of 2,800.92 cubic yards. Fill, 2,772.64 cubic yards, with a net cut of 28.28 cubic yards. Lots 2 and 3 have a cut of 52,302.22 cubic yards, fill of 188.10 cubic yards, with a net cut of 52,114.12 cubic yards. Lot 4, a cut of 2,621.59 cubic yards, fill of 2,136.09 cubic yards, with a net cut of 485.50 cubic yards. Number 2, for lot number 1, the earth material export volume is negligible and the tree removal will be limited to trees in the area of the house, driveway, and cut slope. For lot 4, the earth export will be slightly higher at 485.50 cubic yards. However, much of this could be reused on site and graded into the surrounding yard. The tree removal on lot 4 will be negligible due to the amount of open area already existing on this lot and the plan to place the house in a predominantly cleared area. The earth export volume for lots 2 and 3 is approximately 52,000 cubic yards and almost entirely the result of the cut slope in the rear of lot 2. This export volume will require between 20 and 30 trucks operating per day during the peak of the excavation effort. The trucks will travel north on Moss Farm Road to Jarvis, then east to Route 10 at the traffic light. The duration of this operation could be 1 to 2 months, depending on how the developer schedules the work. The amount of trees removed for lots 2 and 3 is limited to only the trees necessary for removal to grade the site and to build the houses and driveways. Overall, the entire site, all 4 lots combined, the area of disturbed area is 4.14 acres, which is less than half the entire site at 9.45 acres. Number 3, regarding concerns for wildlife displacement, RCL Thompson LLC consulted with the State of Connecticut Natural Resources Database and received a determination that the eastern box turtle is a species of concern for this region. Please don't hesitate to contact me with any questions or concerns. Respectfully, Ryan E. Thompson, President, RCL Thompson LLC. And that's it for comments.
Chairman?
I have a
Yes.
question.
We have the 3,500 trips, 140 days of trucks traveled for earth removal. The 4.14 acres, what does that turn into truck trips? Is there a way to calculate that? Like Mr. Napolitano was asking?
You mean the amount of trees removed? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I don't know how you would calculate that, but roughly how many truck trips to remove 4 acres of trees?
I'm not prepared to answer that question right now. I mean, it depends on, I guess, a couple of things. You know, how big the trees are, how spread out they are, how big the trucks are. I really couldn't give you it.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was some average that's used.
Again, I'm just not prepared to answer that question tonight. I apologize.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, would you be prepared to answer it at another time? Because I have the same concerns about that.
I mean, I could easily come up with an estimate that that would be based on a number of assumptions, but without calculating the density of the trees. I don't know how accurate it would be.
Is that on top of the already removing of the dirt? So it's you're removing the dirt or fill, whatever it's called, plus all of the tree removal.
Yes, that the volume of export is the soil. So there would be a tree removal effort. And also it really depends on the the developer schedule and how they want to do things, and sometimes they burn them. I don't know if that's even an option here, but that's, it's sometimes, when trees are removed, they're just taken care of on site, and that is done in plenty of cases. So,
You're saying you might burn the trees there?
I'm just saying that it is an option and has been done in other locations. I'm not saying, I don't schedule the work or plan the developers, means and methods. I just provide the plan. So I can't really talk to how they're going to get rid of the trees, but burning of, trees that are cleared and grubbed is an option that has been used, and maybe I don't know, but that's an option. If not, it would be exported out in trucks. They could be chipped and left on site. So I'm not, prepared to tell you how the contractor will remove the trees. That's not, it's not part of this plan.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Mr. Tedesco, I saw your hand up.
Yes. Well, I mean, we're talking about a lot of truck trips, I guess. Did I hear the number 3,500 truck trips over 140 days? Did I hear right when we talked about that? So I didn't do the math, but that's quite a few truck trips every day. And certainly that's something of some concern. Bill, is there anything in our regulations that address the number of truck trips that might?
No.
And are you saying that it's not necessarily a basis for decision?
Yeah, I would suggest that you be careful with that one. It's also, I want you to let you know, they don't need your permission to cut trees down. Tomorrow they could go out and cut the trees down if they wanted to.
Right. I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm right.
No.
I'm talking more about the soil.
Yeah, I
that's being
understand.
removed. The trees are.
Be careful, because remember, you have you have other applications where you have people bringing fill in. You have one on your agenda tonight. You have other ones where soil materials are going to be exported. So it's not unusual. It's normal practice in construction activity for materials to be brought in or exported from sites. So it's a matter of,
I understand that, but we are talking about a lot of trips. It seems to me then that I would at least ask, and I'm still thinking about the application, but see whether we can get some kind of commitment to the applicant that this be done with care. And what I mean by that specifically is that's a lot of trucks driving through neighborhoods with a lot of soil and rocks and everything in the trucks.
Yep.
And that can be a cause of spillage, of making a mess on local streets and such. And that there at least be some kind of a commitment from the applicant that they will really watch this very closely, take special care to ensure that trucks are safely loaded, properly covered, so that they don't make a mess of local streets that people have to drive on after that. So it'd be nice to hear that from the applicant. I don't know whether Mr. Thompson can make that kind of commitment for an applicant.
Well, so go ahead.
Can I talk?
Sure. I have one more point, but go ahead. Sure.
It's Phil Bowman, 365 Finch Ave, the applicant. I have no problem making that commitment that Mr. Tedesco is asking for and putting it on the record. And to the question regarding tree removal, there will be no burning on site. So trees would be cut in appropriate lengths and placed on trucks and removed that way.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bowman. I appreciate that. Thank you. The other point I was going to make was that I always hesitate to mention these because people say sometimes that we care more about turtles than we do about people, which is not true. But there is a comment about the box turtle. Sometimes when a endangered species is mentioned, it's part of the plan to do a sweep, going through the property once during the day to see whether there's turtles that you're going to run over and moving the turtles out of the way. I think that's not an uncommon type of, I'm not going to say condition, but part of a plan to do. It'd be nice just to hear that, in fact, that we pay a little bit of attention to the box turtles since they are apparently a species of concern. That's all I have to say.
I can address that actually, Mr. Tedesco. The plan actually does have a natural diversity notes on sheet 4 where there are some plans on how to address that were included.
Thank you.
Mr. Burkhardt.
So this question isn't just for this site specific, but throughout the town, if we have large earth removal with a lot of trucks moving in and out for whatever reason, whatever development's going on, do we have time restrictions where they're not allowed to be traveling during school when they're busing the kids back and forth for safety?
No, there's nothing in specific in your regulations, though you can ask an applicant to commit to that. And if they do, they've made that part of their proposal to you, so it's enforceable from that standpoint.
Yeah, I didn't know if the town had any rules on that. I know.
Not to my knowledge, no.
Truck brakes failure and whatnot, so.
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Owen.
I had a couple of quick questions. Number one, is there any potential blasting on this property? Has that been addressed?
It's not anticipated, no.
So your testing, your soil testing, whatever you have to do there, doesn't require any
No, the test pits that we've dug have been quite deep, and no ledge or no hard pan or anything has been experienced. It's not expected on this project.
Okay. And my second question regards while these trucks are entering and leaving the property, do we require police monitoring of this? Or is the police department on notice that they may require quite a bit of police monitoring or police road activity?
Depends on the scale at any given time, Gil, but generally no. For one truck at a time, leaving the site, the police wouldn't have to be there for that. So.
Okay.
If there were safety issues that were raised, we always call the police. They go out and check. We do from time to time have construction activity where people have, shall we say, pushed a line for safety. We call the police and they'll go out and respond. So.
Okay.
I will also say in the plan set, and I did bring this up during the last meeting, I have ensured that there is adequate stopping site distance for coming in and out of the driveway entrances, and not just for the permanent condition, but also during construction, specifically for the trucks. And I added a factor of safety of the distance, so it's there's a calculated and then an actual design distance for stopping site distance. So that has been considered for and also the trucks will be entering and exiting from lot 2 and 3 driveway, not the lot 4 driveway, except for the work that needs to be done on lot 4. So.
Mr. Talley, I see you have a question.
Yes. So I know that we're talking a lot about the 3,500 trucks. And Bill, I understand what you're saying about other applicants also importing, exporting, to be careful. But with this project, we're in the middle of a neighborhood, houses everywhere, residences everywhere. So I would like to see if we get a commitment from the developer as far as the hours of operation to ensure that, it's not a 7-day-a-week operation, that people in the area are going to have some peace there, because this is a big disruption with 3,500 big trucks going through, plus all the other trucks for the wood and construction and everything else. So I don't know if we could. I'd like to hear first what the hours of operation are, and then see if we can get some type of agreement there.
I can speak to that again. Phil Bowman, 365 Finch Ave. We wouldn't be exporting material 7 days a week. Our normal work schedule is Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturdays. I have to normally operate from 7 a.m. I mean, those are our normal work hours. I would think starting later than that, maybe an issue. I mean, we could definitely propose or put on the record that we would not haul at all on Saturdays or Sundays.
That would be a smart move.
Yeah, we have no problem with that.
Mr. Bowman, I apologize. When you
I
were
would,
speaking, you kind of cut out there. So after you said the hours of operation 7 a.m. and then you kind of cut out.
7 a.m. to 3 or 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, and we could not haul on Saturdays. We don't work on Sundays, but we would be fine putting on the record that we wouldn't haul on Saturdays at all.
Okay. And then as far as anything that Mr. Mercado had indicated, the hours for the school buses in the area and all that, any accommodations there?
For school hours? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, Mr. Mercado, you're on mute.
Yes, for the school hours in that area, whatever the buses run in there, 7:15 to 8:30 or something.
So really that would be asking us to start after 8:30 during the school year?
Yes.
Monday through Friday.
Correct.
Yeah, that's something we'd be willing to do.
Great, thank you.
Thanks for your willingness to talk on that. It's sounds like it's important to a couple folks, so we appreciate it.
Yeah, understood. And I don't want to overstep my bounds, but we did develop a piece of property a few years ago right around the corner and had a very similar export. And I think the way that we staggered trucks and cleaned up and made sure that, wheels were washed and all that stuff, I don't think we had many complaints. So that's obviously what we're aiming to do here as well.
Good, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other commissioners with questions? Suzanne, any other public comment?
No.
Nothing else? Okay. And everything's been read on the record, Bill?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we're good.
Okay. With no other further comments, I'll be closing this public hearing. Yeah. Moving on, number 4, earth removal, filling, and regrading permit, G&I IX, Cheshire LLC, 181 Johnson Avenue, and site plan application for the same 2 buildings, 2 building additions, parking, landscaping improvements. Can we hear the call for both of those, please?
The continuation of the public
Chairman.
hearing.
Just a minute. I just want to let Marilyn know that I have returned.
Thank you.
The continuation of the public hearing for the earth removal, filling, or regrading permit application of G&I IX Cheshire LLC, care of Dean Conrad, 201 Tresser Boulevard, Stamford, Connecticut 06901. Property located at 181 West Johnson Avenue, Cheshire, Connecticut 06410, as generally shown on Assessor's Map number 10, lot number 30 in an I2 zone, and the continuation of the public hearing for the site plan application of G&I IX Cheshire LLC, care of Dean Conrad, 201 Tresser Boulevard, Stamford, Connecticut 06901, for 2 building additions and parking landscaping improvements. Property located at 181 West Johnson Avenue, Cheshire, Connecticut 06410, as generally shown on Assessor's Map number 10, lot number 30 in an I2 zone.
Thank you. And representing the applicant on this.
Brian Phillips with Langen Engineering here on behalf of the applicant.
Okay. What were some of the things we had open from
Mr.
last?
Chairman, on this one, we were waiting for the Wetlands Commission. They have granted approval for this application. From our perspective, we have no outstanding comments or issues.
Okay, I couldn't remember if there was something or if it was just waiting for wetlands.
Pretty much.
So no other new comments have come in on this?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Commissioner,
Wait, hold it. I did have. Hold on. I apologize. I did have a couple items that came in from engineering, which I reviewed with the applicant. And just one item, Mr. Chairman, it says, this is dated May 11th, 2021. It says previous comments have been addressed, and we have no further comments regards to the inland wetlands application for the TPZ site plan permit. We reiterate the following. Since the existing soils and elevations of the groundwater are critical for the stormwater detention design, it is recommended that the required testing be a condition of approval, and that all testing should be completed prior to issuance of the building permit, so the final design of the systems can be completed and submitted to the town. So that's all we have, Mr. Chairman, and that's a simple comment which the applicant has agreed to address.
He has agreed to address?
Yep.
Okay. All right, any commission members? Any questions with this? I don't see any, so unless the applicant has anything else to add, I'm going to be closing this public hearing.
Nope.
Nothing to add? Okay. Public hearing is closed. All right, moving on. Let's take number
Can you repeat
6.
what you just said? It was blank.
I'm sorry, what? We have somebody on the call that I didn't understand whoever that person, whatever he just said, I didn't understand.
No, me neither.
Okay, moving on, we're gonna take number 6 and 7, which is the Brodash Builders. Can we hear
And
the
Bill,
call?
will the commission be acting on this application
Yes.
tonight?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Talley, 6 and 7.
The continuation of the public hearing for earth removal, filling, and regrading permit application of Brodash Builders, Inc., care of Anthony J. Fazone, Ryan and Matrudy, LLC, 2 Town Center, Cheshire, Connecticut, 06410. Waiver request 25.3.2 of subsection 9 and 11 under section 25.5. Property located at 202 and 216 Highland Avenue, Cheshire, Connecticut, 06410, as generally shown on Assessor's map number 57, lots numbers 276 and 274 in an R20A zone, and a continuation of the continuation for special permit application of Brodash Builders, Inc., care of Anthony J. Fazone, Ryan and Matrudy, LLC, 2 Town Center, Cheshire, Connecticut, 06410 for a bank and other financial institutions with a drive-through ATM. Property located at 202 and 216 Highland Avenue, Cheshire, Connecticut, 06410, as generally shown on the Assessor's map number 57, lots numbers 276 and 274 in an R20 zone.
Thank you, and represent the applicant on this one.
Mr. Chairman, I think I'll take the lead if that's okay.
Sure, go right ahead. All right.
Okay, for the record, my name is Ryan McAvoy. I'm a licensed professional engineer with SLR Consulting here on behalf of the applicant Brodash Builders, Inc. And I'm just going to briefly, hopefully very briefly, just update you on modifications to the site plan and then turn it over to the architects to discuss modifications to the building. So you may recall a few commission members, I believe Commissioners Bowman and Brigado at the last meeting suggested that we may want to look at the possibility of adjusting or changing the drive-through loop in the northern portion of the parcel to place the drive-through ATM kiosk a little bit to the south side of the loop rather than the north side to allow for more vehicle queuing, which we've accommodated on this revised plan. And we were able to slightly relocate a portion of the drive-through lane further from the northerly property line. So I'd say that was a very a good suggestion by those commission members, and I think the site plan is improved by this modification. Other than that, there are no other additional changes, Mr. Chairman, and I'd like to, unless there's any questions regarding this, I'd like to turn it over.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, we had, on a revision, we had 3 comments from the town engineer's consultant. If I may read those into the record, and Ryan can address those here.
Please do.
Dated April 27th, 2021. The information, all previous comments have been addressed. The only additional comments are: 1, the information included on the dewatering under drain plan sheet 1 of 1 that was attached to the comment response letter should be added to the final construction plans. Number 2, it is recommended that the proposed basin under drain be extended underneath the forebay. 3, the applicant should ensure that all the required information per section 25, earth removal, filling, and regrading, is submitted in support of the special permit application. If you have any questions regarding the above comments, please contact me at 860-633-8770. Sincerely, Denise Lord, PE, lead engineer. And that's the only outstanding comments we have from the engineering department, Mr. Chairman.
And I'd like to follow up with that and confirm that we take no objection. I believe the only substantive comment that requires plan revisions would be number 2, to extend the dewatering pipe to the length of the basin as opposed to roughly 2/3 of the basin, the way we show it. So no objection.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else have any questions for Mr. McAvoy at this time? All right, I'll move on to the
Oh,
architect.
wait, Matt Bowman.
Oh, sorry, Matt.
That's all right. I know it's tough. On the site plan, how far does the sidewalk go across the property?
The sidewalk goes roughly halfway across the current.
Why doesn't it continue the entire length of the property?
It could extend. That's within the DOT right away, so that would be something to review with the DOT. But that's certainly something we can include.
Well, I think it should be something that should be considered. And there's also on this, I didn't see it on the last one, but on this one, it's got a path to a right of way. What path is that?
Path to a right of way.
It says path to ROW. I'm taking that's right of way.
Path to. I'm sorry. What? I'm not certain which you're referring to.
I'm looking on the Chase proposed site plan.
Chase proposed site plan.
Mr. Chairman, no, ignore that one. This is the revised site plan, Matt, right here.
All right, so there is no right of way there?
There is a right of way. Yeah, it's State Highway 10. I think that site plan that was submitted along with the architecture was submitted in error.
We received that one first, and we were told basically that a revised plan showing what they were actually going to propose would come, and it did come from Ryan McAvoy. So that one that you received with the elevations, you should now ignore.
Okay,
I've got one dated 13 May 21, and there's a right of way on there, and I don't see that right of way on SLR's proposed site plan. And I just want to know, is there a right of way in the property or not?
It looks like a walkway to the bank from the crosswalk.
So it's really path to sidewalk rather than path to right of way then.
That could be what they're referring to. I honestly.
Okay, it's something we have, and it's a question I have, and I'm just curious as if there is an official right of way there, or they're just proposing a sidewalk up to the existing sidewalk.
I suspect that may have been their intent with that note, that there's not a unique easement or right of way on this property in favor of anyone else.
Okay, and then you will consider extending that sidewalk to the property line?
Yes.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry, just for clarity, and I was actually going to ask the same question, or similar question, Mr. Bowman. So will there be a sidewalk going from the building out to the existing sidewalk on Route 10? Or will people have to walk down the driveway?
There isn't a sidewalk shown going out to the existing sidewalk on Route 10, but it can be extended from the parking lot area adjacent to the building to the sidewalk on Route 10.
Thank you.
You see, Jeff, I'm seeing that on the Chase one.
I saw that too.
Obviously, that's a sidewalk rather than a right of way.
Yeah. No, I agree. I just would really like to see that, Ryan, just to make sure people, if they're coming from Stop and Shop or, the plaza across the street, they walk across the street, they don't have to walk through a driveway. They can actually go through the crosswalk and then walk down a sidewalk into the bank.
Okay, that's a fair comment. We'd be happy to incorporate that into the site plan.
Thank you.
Any other commission members have questions for Mr. McAvoy? Speak up, because I can't see anybody, so. All right, I guess we'll move on to the architect.
Good evening, this is Virginia Alvarez from Car States. So on the last meeting, we have comments on our back of the house. So basically what we're doing right now is we're integrating the back of the house that will be our north elevation and part of our west and east elevation. That's where we have the corona stone material. And so we're integrating that area with the rest of the building and eliminating the parapet or flat roof that we had it in that area, and create a mansard roof to go with, to balance it with the rest of the building that we have a gable roof. We will use the same material. That will be the asphalt shingles with the same color and the same slope. That will be the A12. And to balance that, the facade with the rest of the building, we also added some spandrel windows on the short face of the short facade of that cornerstone on the east and west elevation. And we integrate the band, the white band that we're doing with hardy board all around the building. And on the roof plan, what we did is we also, if you can go to the roof plan. So what we're doing is we're having an area. We still have a flat roof, but we're gonna propose we're proposing a split system. So we will locate the condensed units and an access door that will go to the attic area, the main gable roof attic area, and we will locate the mechanical units on that area. And the rest of the building, it didn't have any changes since we didn't have any comments on the main building or the entrance.
Okay, thank you. Commission members, unless you've seen it, any
Chairman?
questions? For Ricardo, I believe that is?
Yes. Looks nice. A lot better than what was originally proposed. I like this.
Thank you.
One question on the front of the building that's facing out on Route 10 or Highland Ave there. You didn't show any kind of signage where you're going to be putting signage. I'm assuming on top of that dormer, the main dormer that comes out, there'll be a big Chase lit up sign right there.
Yes, so it is dashed. Excuse me. So it is dashed. If you can get a little closer, you can see that it's a rectangle dash for the signage. We don't show the signage until we get the approval of the signage for the locations, but we will have a signage, and that's the proposed area that we have on the dash area on the tower. Yes, and same on the other tower.
Is there any signage that's out by the roadway, by the driveway or anything?
I believe with this one, we will have a monument sign.
That's correct. We'll be going for a monument sign in front of the branch.
Mhm.
Okay, Mr. Ricardo, you're all set?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, any other questions from commission members? Again, I can't see anybody, so if they can just speak up. Okay, Suzanne, any public comment?
No public comment.
Okay. Mr. McAvoy, anything else to come before us?
No, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Okay. With that, I'll be closing this public hearing also. Moving on, the rest of the applications have all been tabled.
Mr. Chairman, it's a request for rescheduling of those items from Attorney Fazano, who's here. I'd be happy to read his letter into the record.
Sure, go right ahead.
This came to me today, May 24th, 2021. Dear Mr. Volker, please accept this letter as a request for a postponement of the public hearing scheduled for tonight's meeting. Applications of Lovely Development Incorporated for an age-restricted planned residential development. It appears the notice given to neighboring property owners was not correct. We are requesting that the hearing be rescheduled to June 14th, 2021. Very truly yours, Anthony J. Fazano, Fazano Ryan. Mr. Chairman, the schedule will allow us to continue to the 14th, so no problem.
Okay. With that, I'll take a motion to adjourn public hearing.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Kaderis, seconded by anyone?
Second.
Mr. Bowman, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, anyone abstaining? Okay. Moving on to our regular scheduled meeting for the Planning and Zoning Commission for May 24th, 2021. On the roll call, can I get a motion to accept the minutes from the public hearing and special meeting from May 10th, 2021?
Motion to approve both.
Moved by Mr. Natale, seconded by Mr. Linder.
No, I'm sorry. I'm abstaining, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so seconded by Mr. Tedesco. Did I get your hand up there too? Yes, thank you. And you'll be abstaining from the vote. Okay. We will have Mr. Selma vote in your place if he
You
is.
don't need to, EJ.
Yes.
You do not need to have an alternate if Mr. Linder is present. He will just, the motion will be 801 with Linder abstained.
Okay.
Okay?
But Mr. Chair, we do need a replacement for Mr. Dawson, who's not here.
Yes,
Yeah, well, Dawson is different, but not Linder. Okay.
we'll put Mr. Selman in for Mr. Dawson. All those in favor, any corrections on the minutes? None. All those in favor of the application, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Mr. Linder, you're abstaining, I guess? Okay. Okay, so the motion carries 801.
Correct. Thank you.
Let's do the communications. We're gonna do that at the end of the meeting. I think we have some people on here that might want to not listen to the chicken thing. So I'm gonna jump down to.
It's always the chickens.
It's always the chickens, yeah. We have a motion for the nail salon on West Main Street, Mr.
Do, Mr. Chairman, 530 West Main Street, special permit proposed nail salon. The Cheshire Planning and Zoning Commission find that the proposal to establish a nail salon at 530 West Main Street as shown on plans prepared by the applicant is consistent with the requirements set forth within the Cheshire zoning regulations, and hereby approve this application conditioned upon compliance with comments with Cheshire Fire Department dated May 21st, 2021.
Move staff's wording.
Move Mr.
Second.
Natale, second by Mr. Kaderis. Discussion on this motion. Because he spoke on the record about the willingness to not use the chemicals that smell, and it would fix the situation if it arose. That nothing has to be in the, because he's on record saying that there's nothing that has to be in the motion that says that.
No, well, he made that part of his proposal for mitigation, so
Okay.
I would say that, he already conceded to that, and that's part of his proposal.
Just checking, want to make sure.
Yep.
Any other discussion on this? Okay, so we will have Ms. Downs vote for Mr. Dawson this time. And all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Hey,
Aye.
hey,
Aye.
EJ, I was recused on that also.
Oh, I'm sorry. So we also have Mr. Anderson taking Mr. Strollo's place. I forgot about that. So let's just do it all over again. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? The motion carries unanimously. Special permit application of Marcy Secondi do we have a motion for that?
Do, Mr. Chairman, the Cheshire Planning and Zoning Commission find that the proposal to establish an accessory apartment at 459 Redstone Drive on plans presented by the applicant are consistent with the requirements set forth within the Cheshire zoning regulations, and hereby approve this application conditioned upon compliance with the Cheshire Fire Department, comments from the Cheshire Fire Department dated May 20th, 2021.
Move staff forward.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Ricardo, second by Mr. Kaderis, I believe it was. Discussion on this motion. Pretty easy one. So we'll have Ms. Downs vote for in Mr. Dawson's place. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. Okay, thank you. We have a motion for Jarvis Street. How does everybody feel about voting on that tonight?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
To Jarvis Street, there is a motion set. How does everyone feel about voting on that tonight?
I'm gonna recuse
I know
myself.
you're recused. Yeah, I know you're recused. Just trying to take a
I think we're
poll.
good.
Okay, good.
Let's hear the motion, please. Mr. Volker?
813 Jarvis subdivision for the creation of 4 residential building lots. The Cheshire Planning and Zoning Commission find the proposed subdivision of 813 Jarvis Road, Jarvis Street, for the creation of 4 residential building lots as shown on plans entitled Subdivision of Brewerton Estate, 813 Jarvis Street, Cheshire, Connecticut, revised through May 10th, 2021, are consistent with the requirements of the Cheshire zoning regulations and the Cheshire subdivision regulations, and hereby approve this application conditioned upon compliance with comments from the Cheshire Fire Department dated April 9th, 2021, and town engineer dated May 24th, 2021. The commission can also take note of commitments by the applicant to mitigate the impacts of the excavation as noted in the public hearing.
Move staff's wording.
Moved by Mr. Natale, seconded by,
Second.
I believe that was Mr. Kaderis. Any discussion on this motion?
Yes, sir.
Natale.
Yep. I'm still concerned about 3,500 plus trucks, but I do want to, honestly, I can't see everybody, so I don't know if Mr. Bowman is still on. I want to thank him. He was very open to our suggestions regarding the hours of operation, regarding, the number of trucks coming and going at certain times of the day. And I think that flexibility helped ease my concerns a little bit for, again, 3,500 plus loads that have to go through the area. Mr. Volker explained it, that if there is damage done to the street, it's no different from any other development that's being put up in town. So, that's a risk we take by allowing anybody to develop. So, again, I just want to thank the applicant for being open to some changes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Tedesco.
Yes, I agree with Mr. Natale's comments. I think that the applicant's commitments to try to mitigate the effects of so many truck trips was clear. And I think that that's what we could do as a commission, is to try to get the applicant to think the way we do about it, and the applicant did. And I think we've done what we can do on this. So I'm going to vote in favor of it.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado, is it?
Yeah, Jeff was right on point there. I do like how the applicant did have concern for children. That was my big concern, that many trucks and being able to start a little later when the buses have left that area. So thank you to the applicant.
Okay, anyone else wishing to speak on this application? All right, in voting, I will have Mr. Salmon take Mr. Dawson's place and Mr. Anderson take Mr. Bowman's place. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And anyone abstaining? Okay, motion carries. Okay, abstaining was Mr. Kaderis. Did I hear?
Wait a second. Could you go run that by me again, EJ?
I thought I
Is
heard something at the end. Maybe somebody was abstaining. Did anyone abstain on that, or was that a unanimous vote?
I think it's unanimous vote.
Okay. Marilyn, it was a
Okay.
unanimous vote. Somebody piped in at the end. I didn't know what it was, but I did
Okay,
hear.
okay, I got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I'm back.
Thanks, Mr. Bowman, for letting me know. We have tabled applications 614, new business, Pattison Brothers Construction. Charles Rouse.
Wait a minute.
You got some items here. You got
We have items
181 West Johnson and Brodash.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Thank you,
I-
Marilyn.
All confused tonight. I'm sorry.
It was knees that messed you up, so that's,
Jay Brodash's heart is beating really rapidly right now. I just want you all to know that. So
Skip the whole page.
that's it.
We have a motion on the 181 Johnson Avenue. Two
I do,
motions.
Mr. Chairman, 181 West Johnson Avenue, earth removal, filling, and regrading permit. The Cheshire Planning and Zoning Commission find the proposal for report for the export of 10,000 cubic yards of material associated with proposed improvements at 181 West Johnson Avenue, as shown on plans entitled 181 West Johnson Avenue, Town of Cheshire, Connecticut, Inland Wetlands and Planning and Zoning application revised through April 14th, 2021, are consistent with the requirements set forth in the Cheshire zoning regulations, and hereby approve this application.
Move staff's wording.
Moved by Mr. Talley, seconded by Mr. Mercado. Discussion on this motion?
Okay, our alternate,
I'm sorry.
okay, right, alternates, that's all.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, we can get to that. Taking Mr. Dawson's place will be Ms. Downs on this one. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining?
Aye.
Okay. Motion carries 8-0-1 with Mr. Kaderis abstaining. Can we hear the second motion, please, for
181 West Johnson Avenue, site plan approval for building additions to Cheshire Planning and Zoning Commission find that the site plan application for warehouse additions at 181 West Johnson Avenue is shown on plans entitled 181 West Johnson Avenue, Town of Cheshire, Connecticut, Inland Wetlands and Planning and Zoning application revised through April 14th, 2021, are consistent with the requirements set forth in the Cheshire zoning regulations, and hereby approve this application conditioned upon the comments from the town engineer's consultant dated May 12, 2021, and comments from the Cheshire Fire Department dated May 5th, 2021.
Move staff's wording.
moved by Mr. Talley, seconded by Mr. Mercado. Discussion on this motion. No discussion. Okay, I will keep Ms. Downs in Mr. Dawson's place for this vote. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Okay, motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Moving on, earth removal, finally filling or regrading permit for Brodash. Do we have a motion on that, please?
I do, Mr. Chairman. 2002 and 2016 Highland Avenue earth removal and filling or regrading permit. The Cheshire Planning and Zoning Commission find the proposed import of 1,500 cubic yards of material associated with improvements to the property is shown on plans entitled Site Plan Layout and Landscaping, Chase Bank, Brodash Builders Incorporated, 202 and 216 Highland Avenue, Route 10, Cheshire, Connecticut, revised through, and it will be May 24th, 2021, based on the comments of the commission tonight, and the applicant's consent to make the changes are consistent with the requirements set forth within the Cheshire zoning regulations, and hereby approve this application.
Move staff wording.
Moved by Mr. Talley, seconded by Mr. Mercado. Discussion on this motion. Okay, sensing none, I will have, I'm sorry, was there someone, any discussion? Okay, we will put Mr. Salmon in Mr. Dawson's place on this one. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? And anyone abstaining? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you. And can we move on to special permit application for
202 and 216 Highland Avenue, special permit for construction of a bank with a drive-through. The Cheshire Planning and Zoning Commission finds the proposed bank with drive-through to the property is shown in plans entitled Site Plan Layout and Landscaping, Chase Bank, Brodash Builders Incorporated, 202 and 216 Highland Avenue, Route 10, Cheshire, Connecticut, revised through May 24th, 2021, are consistent with the requirements set forth in the Cheshire zoning regulations, and hereby approve this application conditioned upon compliance with comments from the Cheshire Fire Department dated April 27, 2021, and the town engineer dated April 27, 2021.
Move staff's wording.
Second.
Natali, seconded by Mr. Mercado. Discussion on this motion.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Mercado, I saw first, Mr. Natali, I saw second. So
Yeah, I just want to say I thank the applicant for making the changes to the building to make it fit in and look a little better, actually a lot better. And then moving the kiosk there, so you get a little bigger staging area and it's a little safer for the people that are there at night.
Thank you, Mr. Natali.
Yep, I just want to echo what Mr. Mercado said, especially about the building. The building has a totally different look by just changing that small section. You're coming down Route 10, it's going to look a lot better. So again, second time tonight, I'm going to thank an applicant for working with us and getting this done.
Okay, Mr. Bowman.
Yes, I want to thank them also for making the changes. I kind of put up a big stink the last time, and I do apologize for that, but this, the changes are certainly going to be, in my opinion, better for the town of Cheshire. I also just want to make sure that sidewalk is extended the entire length of the property.
Be careful, it's a public right of way. You can't require them to do that. You've asked them if they would do that. They will do that. They're telling you that they will do that, but you can't make them do that.
Oh, I just want to be sure that that's fine.
Yeah, you can make them put the sidewalk into the site. That's absolutely within your rights to do that. But you cannot require them to do anything in the existing public right of way. Remember, you weren't here then, Matt, but we had to amend our subdivision regulations. You can no longer require sidewalks on existing public streets. So.
But
only on new streets.
They can go to DMV or
DOT. Yeah, they're gonna propose to the DOT and see what DOT says. DOT may say no, but they're offering to do it, and then you can accept that offer based on your suggestion, but you can't require them to do it.
But we can require them, or like we asked, to put the sidewalk from the building up
Yes.
to the existing sidewalk.
Okay. Any other discussion on this motion? Okay, we'll keep Mr. Selmont voting in Mr. Dawson's place on this. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Now I can move on to
Yes.
where I was before.
Chickens.
Two tabled applications.
June 14th, those are pretty, well, one is on June 14th, the other one is till June 28th. That's the town of Cheshire for a parking lot on Railroad Avenue. We do have one new application for an accessory apartment, which we would recommend for the 14th. We can handle that one pretty easily.
Yep.
And then we have applications for EG Home LLC. We would recommend, that's a more sizable application. We would recommend that one for the 28th.
28th. Okay. All right. Going back, where do we stand on our discussion with section 30 for the chickens?
Oh, regarding the chickens?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you guys can tell from the agenda here, we're very busy. And I got about halfway through what I was writing to. We did research and check all the towns that we had done the last time. We added 2 or 3 more. I got about halfway through with the narrative, and then this meeting struck. So what I plan on doing before the end of this week is finishing that, sending it off to you with comparisons, a little bit of history, what we've done, and comparisons to the other communities, which we studied last time, and ones that we're going to look at in addition to those. Give you what, sort of a summary of what other communities are doing, and whatever choices you wish to make after that, you should give staff the direction, and we'll prepare an amendment for you. So.
Okay. And
But
just
we did finish the research. It was a matter of trying to get it all done and concentrate on that when everything else was raining on us. So.
Yep. I got a call back today from Casey, I believe her name is, and I just informed her that we were still working on it.
Yeah.
And when we set the public hearing, I would give her a call back and make sure she's invited, and we'll go from there. And she was very happy with the fact that we were taking it up. So
sure. But I plan on hopefully this week, by Friday, we'll get you guys an email, and then we can, give me comments back. The plan is that we can talk about that offline. It's all for public view at some point, but we can certainly, we can send emails, share with everybody, and make it all part of the file. So no problem.
Okay.
A little easier to do it that way than these meetings are going to be pretty loaded for a while. So.
Yep. Anyone else have anything to add on the chickens?
No.
No.
Sooner or later, everything comes down to chickens.
There you go.
All right, anything else to come before us tonight?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Move, Mr. Kaderis, seconded by anyone, everybody.
Second.
Second.
All right, all those in favor signify by